couple days off. And what your kind of overall thought was on practice today? And we'll go open it up to questions after that.
Yeah, I thought today was a very good competitive day. Had a lot of good fundamental work in, and after having a couple of days off, I thought our focus was there. Our intensity level was there. Sometimes the ability to come back into a gym, after a tough one in Vegas, and just to get our minds back focused on us and what we need to do. There's a lot of good stuff today, a lot of good up and down, and a lot of good competitive, aspects to our practice today. Very good day today.
All right, good stuff. We'll go ahead and open it up to questions now. Just a reminder for those of you maybe joining us for the first time, just hit the reactions button and raise your hand with the emoji there, and we will know you have a question and we'll call on you right away. Let's go ahead and open it up with Jeff Brown. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Coach, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing pretty good, thank you. So I touched on this a little bit in my last article after the Vegas game, but I kind of wanted to hear from your side of it. Do you feel like you're maybe in like a tougher predicament, being a first-time head coach, but being like with the expectations are so high, right? The team's won 2 out of the last 3 titles, versus like maybe if you were in more of like a rebuilding project where it's less of a focus of winning every single game and maybe more about player development?
Yeah, it's a good question. I'm not quite sure. Obviously, being a part of this organization for a good amount of time, I understand the standard. And you got to remember too, Jeff, we had 2019, we had bubble year as well. And so the experience is new in this seat, but the experience and what I've been through as a coach and a player is very valuable. I don't think, it's maybe from the outside looking in that can look as that. But there's so many things about us in this organization and the team in general that allow me to feel comfortable with what my role is and what I have to do. And yeah, the expectation is always going to be for us to perform at a high level, and the expectation is championship caliber play, and always being in that last game, because that's what we've been doing for the past few years. But I think if I put that pressure within myself, it becomes very real, but I try not to. I've been in different situations as a player in this league, and now as a coach in this league, in the youthfulness of my career. But there's so much value within what I've learned and what I'm continuing to learn. And understanding within each of those championships, I had a huge hand in that, and just relying back on that and that effort. Yeah, in the head coach seat, there are things that come with the game. There are things that come with the day-to-day that are different that I still have to learn. And I think I should get some grace in that, of course, but I understand where I am. And I understand that there's this level there's this expectation, not only from the organization first, from the team first, and of course from me being a coach. And I know that sometimes that I'm not allowed that grace to slip up, to make mistakes in that. But that pushes me to want to be better. And that pushes me to work even harder, because I know what we have and I know what it takes to get there, because I've played and now I'm leading. And I just move in that way every single day. And I know I'm not going to get it right, but I have enough backing behind me, and I have enough confidence around me to where that I'm okay. I am in a good spot. And we will get there as a team, as a unit. I think we are comparing our team so much that we need to focus on what's great for this team in particular. And I think that's kind of just has to be my focus now. What is great for this team in 2021?
Definitely. And then if I can touch on another, so Jordan, she's in a contract year right now, and she's also playing the least amount of minutes since her rookie season. Do you feel like you have enough idea of what Jordan is at this point of her career, or do you think she needs to maybe play more to have that? I know you're obviously not the GM, but does she need to play a little bit more to get further evaluation on what she can be in the future?
Yeah, I don't think this is Jordan's she is who she is type of thing. I think obviously we saw glimpses of what she can do throughout her entire career, and we understand that this year is a little bit different. It's a little bit unique in what's happening with her on the floor. But I think, you know, it depends on just situations and a player's, you know, ability to thrive in those situations. And no, I don't think we've seen I think there's another level that Jordan can get to.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Percy Allen, go ahead, Percy. Percy, on with us? So we'll come back to Percy. M. Adler, go ahead, M.
Hi, Coach. So since last Sunday, I know Australia dropped the timing on when they needed everyone to report for their Olympic team by. So that team is obviously coached by Sandy Brindello. You play her literally the day they have to report by, and then you play her a couple days afterwards. Just wondering if you had any reaction.
How about now?
Yeah, hold on just a sec, Percy. We'll come back to you.
Hello?
Yeah, so I was wondering if you had any reaction to that news drop. Oh.
Go ahead, Em.
Hello? How about now?
Hey, Percy.
Yes?
Hang on just a sec, but we're gonna come back to you in a sec, okay?
All right, I was just wondering if you had any reaction when that news dropped, you saw the date and you saw your schedule with them.
And I'm going to be honest, I had a conversation with Sandy during our preseason, and I knew that this would happen. I just wasn't thinking that far ahead at the time. And she made a comment that it was like, it kind of evens out, you know, like she won't be there. Her Australian national team member won't, and two of ours won't. But I said, Sandy, it's two different components to, you know, our team, but we kind of joked about it. So to answer your question, I knew this day would happen. And, you know, it wasn't a surprise because I had a conversation with her, but it is very, it's a crucial part of our season, and we know that. And so we have to kind of deal with those two games without those two. And that's a huge hit for us.
Great, thanks. And then I was just wondering in the past couple of days if anything had popped on film in terms of screen coverage or in terms of the perimeter defense that allowed the Aces backcourt to put up the points on Sunday.
I mean, Chelsea obviously is a big shot maker, big shot taker, and you know, we worked up into that Vegas game about being aggressive at the point of attack and getting into bodies on screens. And you know, she's big and aggressive too. And so just, you know, I thought that we neutralized Liz. I thought we neutralized Raquana to an extent. And, you know, Chelsea and Plum had those big drives and those big buckets. And I think the breakdown came off of rotations more so than ball screens. The other day. And then at the end of the day, the last part about that is just one-on-one defense. Sometimes it comes down to just guarding your own. And I like where our coverages were. I thought we were a lot more cleaner. Just got to get our rotations down now.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Em. All right, Percy, let's give it a shot again.
I'm sorry about that.
No worries. There we go.
That was just ridiculous. Hey, Coach, I just wanted to get just a thought from you about having 3 All-Stars, you know, just for this is the 3rd year with this crew, and just having 3 All-Stars.
Amazing. I mean, what those 3 represent, not only for themselves, but for, you know, our organization, obviously having the ability to represent our country. I am honored to be a part of the day-to-day with them, and I understand why they're all-stars because of the work that they put in, who they are, and you know how passionate they are about their craft. And so, you know, to have 3 All-Stars again is just a testament to them and the work that they put in, and obviously it's a true honor for me to just be a part of their work, their journey.
Hey, and then just considering that 3 of your 4 losses have been by 4 points or less, how much emphasis are you putting lately on just last game, last second, last minute type of situations?
A lot. We watched last portions of multiple periods of our game from the other day, just to see it in flow. Sometimes when you break it down in clips, you don't quite see the what causes what, where it all started. So I think, you know, what we saw today in film, what we were able to show is that, you know, we have these leads, we have these moments of where we are in control. Now, what are we doing with our possessions? Are we getting consecutive stops? Are we turning the ball over? Are we having good attempts at the rim? And so just getting that into our minds and having a visual on that within those moments of the game, how can we be better? How can we tighten up? How can we make sure that we execute even a little bit better? And I think today was very good in that, and just continuing to grow in those areas. I think that's a big area that we can continue to get better at.
Are like you a believer in empowering 1 or 2 people to quote unquote close games, or do you think that can be like a committee type of a responsibility?
I would like to get actions or get the ball into the hands of our best players at the end of the game, and the game kind of situates that. You know, we have some very good options, but sometimes you see the flow of the game and who is cooking or who has the momentum with whatever that presents within that game. I think it can vary between our best players, but I tend to always want an action with them involved, and that's kind of where we're leaning to more so than this is our closer, this is going to happen. You have to have a feel for that game flow as well.
There you go. All right, Coach. Thank you.
All right, I think that's just about it for Coach Quinn. Thank you for joining us, Coach. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. We're going to hop over to Brianna Stewart now. And Stewie is joining us. She's unable to get her video working, so we will just be joined via audio with her today. But see if you have a question, go ahead and raise your hand. We will get started here. Percy, why don't you kick us off again? Percy, go ahead.
Make sure I can handle this time. All right, got it. Man, technology. Hey, Stewie, congratulations on being named a All-Star. Just what does it mean, you know, to you to appear in your 3rd All-Star game?
Thank you. And I mean, it's obviously an honor. Every All-Star is special. But to be able to be named All-Star in an Olympic year, I think it's something that the WNBA should have always had All-Stars during Olympic year, just because, like, if you look at the numbers, it's completely messed up. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure exactly what game itself, but yeah, I can't wait to get down there and start preparing with Team USA.
You know, and then to like that point right there, how about Sue Bird then? I mean, like, she's made 12 of these, and with everything that you just said, like the league didn't even name All-Stars like 5 or 6 years there. So just maybe a thought on Sue on extending her record of 12 WNBA All-Star games.
Oh, I mean, she should have like probably 18 or something. Because I don't even know what the numbers is, but like even with the bubble last year, like there was no All-Stars, which I thought sucked because we're still playing, you know, like name it bubble All-Stars, whatever you do. But yeah, I mean, Sue should have way more than what she has. That's for sure.
I feel you. Thank you, Stewie. Appreciate you.
All right, thanks, Percy. Jeff Brand, go ahead. Jeff.
Hey, Stewie. So I've been working on an article for a bit about the Storm capitalizing on championship opportunities. I've been meaning to talk to you and get some quotes. So Obviously, with the Storm winning 4 titles in the 4 years that they reached the finals, not a lot of teams in any sport can really claim that. So I was obviously you've won a lot of championships in your career. How did Gino prepare you for all the national championships? How have the Seattle coaches prepared you for those moments? And then what was like your mindset every time going in, like knowing you have to close out that deal?
Yeah, I mean, starting with UConn, I think Coach Oyama prepared us really since we first walked on campus, showed us how to win a national championship, and not only win it once, but do it multiple times. And I think that's the thing, that's the common theme with the Storm is, yeah, we did it once, but we're not satisfied, and constantly having that hunger and that drive for more. And then at the same time, when we're in these moments, we're in championship series, it's just time to go get the trophy. Like, it's win or go home, and we want to win.
Awesome. And then obviously this past week, you guys go 0-2, the first time you're losing back-to-back games this season. What have been kind of the main focuses during practices and stuff to kind of right the ship, I guess?
The main focuses are obviously taking advantage of this practice time, because now I think once we start with our game on Friday, we play almost every other day. And I think the one thing that we talked about today was control our controllables. There was a lot of self-inflicted things that happened in both the DC and the Vegas game that we could have done differently. But I think that the one positive, I mean, there's many positives, but the one that really sticks out is the fact that, we're nowhere near where we want to be. That game on Sunday was obviously super competitive, and I think it was enjoyable for the people to watch, but our potential is so much greater, and that's what's exciting, especially when we have these practice days, because we know we really have stuff we can work on, and then when it comes practice time, we compete.
Awesome. Thank you, Stewie.
All right, thanks so much, Jeff. M. Adler, go ahead, M.
Hey, Stewie. I just wanted to ask, were you surprised that Sammy didn't make the All-Star team?
To be honest, I really haven't looked at the roster too much, but I think the way that she's been playing, she definitely deserves to be in the running. And her 30 piece that she dropped the other night was pretty amazing nevertheless. And I think, for Sammy, obviously she has bigger goals, obviously wants to have that individual success, but wants her team to win first and foremost. And really happy to see her having success with New York, and can't wait to see her after the All-Star break.
Great.
I mean, Olympic break, excuse me.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, any other questions for Stewie before we let her go? All right, Stewie, thank you very much for joining us. We'll talk to you at another time. We'll bring in Jewel.
Thank you.
Lloyd. Yep, thanks, Stewie. Now I'll bring in Jewel Lloyd here. Jewel will be joining us here in just a sec.
I'm here.
Oh, there she is. There's Jewel. There we go. All right, let's kick it off. Percy, go ahead and kick us off.
I can do that. Jewel Lloyd, congratulations on making the All-Star game, or being selected as an All-Star for the third straight year. Hey, did you feel that once you got this going, got to a point in your career that all right, this is kind of where you're at now? I mean, you've made this game now 3 out of the past 4 years, right? I think here, but it just feels like once you got this going, now your career this is where you're at.
I never really thought about it like that. I think I've always thought every year I want to come in being better than I was the year before. And then also just trying to do my part. I think the more experience you have in this league, the more you feel comfortable in this league. And that's kind of where I'm at in general. I mean, I'm a vet on a team, so they expect me to be consistent in all aspects. And I think that's kind of where I'm at now, but I never really think about, I just need one and then I'm good, because who knows how life goes or how games are or seasons can go. But yeah, I'm just I'm blessed to have this opportunity, and then it should be going.
And I guess what I was just trying to say that like it's like one thing to make it 1 year and even to make it 2 years, but you can't really luck into 3 All-Star games. And like, it just feels like this is just kind of part of your resume now that like, it's almost expected. Jewell Loyd, All-Star. And so do you feel a difference in that regard?
I think I get paid to do my job, and I would not be doing my job well if I wasn't playing at a high level, if I wasn't dedicated to my craft and my teammates and being a part of this organization. So for me, it's, I get paid to do something I love every day. I'm going to come in with an attitude, with an appreciation that I'm here and give everything I got, and let all the personal accolades and, whatever come when they come. But I don't play for that, and I think that's why it seems different, because I'm not honed in on just being an all-star, doing all my individual goals. It's really, what can I do to help the team? And it's more than just basketball, for me. And, I think that's why things, I guess, come about, and I'm not super like, yeah, yes, correct. Like, this is awesome. Yeah. Because, it's great. Don't get me wrong. But I understand that this life is a gift. So every single moment counts, and everything matters.
You with that perspective again. Hey, just this last thing, considering that 3 of your 4 games have been decided by 4 points or less, how much have you guys been working on late game, last minute situations? And, from your resume, it would seem like that's a place where you can thrive. And you sort of talked about this before. How much are you looking to maybe taking over that role?
I think for us, it's, we feel like we're always in games, and sometimes we don't realize that it may seem worse, but it's really not that bad for us. It always feels like it's like, we're down 20, but really only down 2. So it's more of a mindset thing. And we've been focusing on that in practice, is making sure cleaning up some little things and making sure that, we know the things that are controllable, turnovers, maybe shot selection, things like that. So for me, it's just understanding time and situation to score, and just being comfortable in those positions. And, we'll look and figure it out with, me and Stewie and Sue, and figure out what do we like in those late games. But I think I put in a lot of time and work to be comfortable in those late game situations, and, I'll be ready.
I know you will. All right, Jewell Loyd, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Percy. Jeff Brown, go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Jewell. So there's been a lot of first-time All-Stars this year, and I was just wondering, for you, like, what was it like, obviously a few years ago now, being named to your first All-Star team versus, or I guess, how does that compare to being named to the Olympic team for the first time?
I think for, being an All-Star, it's recognition from your peers, recognition from fans, and obviously some coaches, that they admire what you're doing that season. For being an Olympian, I think my excitement was they've seen me grow up. They've seen me since high school, my development, my growth. So it's a little bit more, obviously, I think for me, a bigger honor, because that's like the pinnacle of all sports, is being an Olympian and trying to go get a gold medal. So for me, I think it's, being a first-time Olympian is something that it's like, just talks about growth and being patient, and and that's something that people live to be. You get more shots at being an All-Star than an Olympian.
Definitely. And then obviously this past week, you guys lose back-to-back games for the first time this season. What have been kind of the main focuses in practice to have a more successful week?
Honestly, it's just getting back to us, fixing the little things, communicating. I think a lot of the losses were because of just, turnovers, stuff that we could control and fix. It's not necessarily what teams have done to us, but what we have done to ourselves. So that's how we feel about it. And it's not a, discredit to any of the teams we played and or lost to, but I think, for us, is just getting back to us and being confident in those situations. And honestly, just not thinking too much, having fun with every minute.
Awesome. Thank you, Jewell.
Thanks, Jeff. And M. Adler, why don't you go ahead, M?
Hi, Jewell. I just wanted to ask if you thought, what your reaction was to seeing Sammy not make the All-Star team?
I honestly didn't even know I made the All-Star team until after practice. But, you know, Sammy's put in a lot of work in this league, and she's made a name for herself, and she's been playing phenomenally in New York. And for us, it's not a shock because we saw it literally every single day in practice. And obviously she was a big part of our championships run. So, you know, it's unfortunate, but, you know, Sammy, she plays for more than just personal goals. You know, she plays for her son, her wife, you know, her family. And so I know she's going to be super motivated like she's always has been. And she's continued to do the work. And, you know, I'm excited to see her, and I'm excited, you know, for to see Nash. You know, that's my little guy. So, yeah.
Great. Thank you.
All right. If there's any other questions for Jewel before we let her go. All right, Jewel, thanks for joining us. Thanks to everybody for joining us. We really appreciate having you here. We'll be back here tomorrow at 3 o'clock one more time. We'll talk to you later.